Hey guys, Yosh here. Welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to show you Ude Gatame and inverted armbar. That is one of the common submissions in a half guard. That's a lot of details you need to do in order to finish armbar. So in this video, I want to show you how to set up Ude Gatame and inverted armbar from knee shield half guard.
All right, let's start with the position like chin shield, knee shield. Some people call Z guard from this position. In my case, like I showed in the previous video, like octopus from half guard, this position, I like to use my shin against his upper body or against his belly like this. Recently, I much prefer this one, since this is really easy for me to protect myself or like making a frame to keep hips away like this. Then this position, I can automatically locate like in front of his left arm. It's gonna be really easy to attack his arm. Then most of the time, this is an inside pressure pass for him. That's why he wants to make chest to chest, like reach my neck like this. So this is really common. So for the movement, the first thing what you have to do is protect your neck. Like don't let your opponent cross face you. So this position, like using a hand to hand like this. And if you want to make it safer, you can use your hand like this to keep it away like this. Like Craig Jones, he does a lot like this. Then you can protect your neck. The good guy is not going to overcommit to reach your neck. But if there is someone overcommits to doing it, you have a chance to set up the frame, to set up Ude Gatame. Later on, it's going to be inverted armbar. Then before I go for it, I want to shift my knee shield more like against his upper body like this. Probably good guy is going to stop coming forward for sure. But if he overcommits, now I shift to the straight armbar. So here, I take my arm in like this. Then I connect my hands. That's a gable like this. Then from this position, I want you to make sure that you're not going to be flat. Get your back on the ground. Whenever you do, you will get smashed. That's why, although you make the gable or pull your partner's arm, I want you to stay on your side. Then from this position, one of the easiest ways. So from now, I start pushing his upper body away, then I scratch his triceps, like using this part with the gable grip like this. By the time he goes, I can straighten his arm. Then I expose his elbow like this. Then the time I finish, I want to do two things. The one, I pinch his wrist with using my shoulder and ear, like holding a violin like this. Then with my other hand, I scratch down his forearm, I scratch on his triceps. It comes behind his elbow joint like this. So this is the first one, like one of the easiest ways to do. Then from now, just close your elbow to finish it like this. This way, you can use inside of the elbow joint. If you want to make it sharper, instead of using it around here, you can use your wrist like this. That's way stronger than usual, but maybe a little shallower. Your partner may be able to turn their wrist to escape like that. So that's why I want to try in both ways. This is a really tight way I like to do, or if you make it sharper, like this. Then you set up like this. Then, as an option, you can do the time you get on your side like this. That's quite similar to Craig Jones finishing the ADCC. So like under the pressure like this. In that case, stay on your side to set up like this. Then this time, I don't have the time to use my shin against his upper body, but which is okay. I use my shin against his belly like this. Then by the time he goes, I lean back to create space like this. The last one, I push his upper body away to set up the frame. But this time, instead of doing it, I move myself away. By the time I come to a certain spot, I can pinch his wrist with my shoulder and ear, like I showed you in the last one, and then apply the pressure, either using inside elbow joint to finish, or this part. Then finish like this. So this is the first step, Ude Gatame. Then, one of the major reactions, your opponent wants to hide their arm. So, we switch to inverted armbar. Some people call as choi bar. Okay, next one, we set up like this, such as the last one. Good guys wants to hide their arm for sure from this position. Like, one of the simplest ways, he's gonna pull his arm out. So if that happens, nothing happens, right? We just restart from the scratch like this. But I want to avoid that one. So with the gable, I want to keep on flaying his elbow like this. So it's getting harder for him to pull his elbow out. But he has to hide his arm. Otherwise, he gets submitted. Probably from this position, he wants to hide his arm. Yes, this is one common situation. Even this time, if you can pull your person's arm to your side, you can proceed the action to finish. But he's going to hide his arm, like making a Kimura shape, like this. Then from now, similar to the Kimura I have tried last video, but it could be difficult to finish from this position. Whenever I switch to Kimura, I've lost the frame to control his upper body. He's free to drive his way forward to smash me like this, or he may be able to push up, completely reset the position. That's why in this case, we have no room to switch from gable to Kimura. But this is good enough. As long as you can pull your person's elbow, you have cleared the task like this. Then from this position, there's been two cases we can expect. If he tries to push up like this, but I still don't lose his elbow, from this position, I swing my leg over this way, like this. So there's a gap between me and him. I swing my leg as if I get an inversion. Then from this position, I want to lock behind shoulder. That's the same structure as the regular armbar finish. So I use my inner thigh like this. By the time it comes like this, next thing what I want to do is control his posture. If I rush to set up armbar like this, he can still posture up, then squeeze it out like this. So he can do deadlift. It could be difficult to do against it. That's why before I do that, I use back of my leg to clamp his head down like this. Now he cannot make the posture, means he cannot shake off his arm. So his arm is being completely isolated. Then from this, use the top leg in multiple ways. I don't want you to forget to control your partner's posture. That's why from this position, you circle your feet, circle your heel like this, then another frame against the partner's shoulder, then make a hook near side like this. Once I set up, this is pretty strong. So from this position, I just want to simply make the frame shallower, like from around his elbow to around his wrist. I can drag it like this, look. Then once it comes around here, this is the position I make the perfect frame to isolate and pinch. Or on this, just thrust my hips forward, then I can finish. This is option number 1. So option number 2, after I set up a gable, like elbow to elbow like this, I may not be able to find a space to swing leg out. Yes, this situation, right? But he gives you another gap between me and him. That's like sideways face. So from this position, I want to sneak out of my knee like this. At this point, please just be careful not to kick your partner's face with your knee like this. That's why the time you pull out your knee towards your partner's left shoulder side, then squeeze like this. This is another way to make the frame. This is more like focusing on isolating his arm from his body like this. Then it's the same as the last one. If I rush to pass my like this, again, there's no control against posture that he can escape. That's why from here, by the time I use my shin to push his head out, first, I get my head out, then brings it down. This time, instead of using my hamstring, more like using my inner thigh and knee to clamp around here, back of his neck or the spine, like this. This should be automatically stay on your side like this. That's the situation you want to get. It's going to be much easier to pass it like this. Some people like to pass leg all the way to the other side to make their frame. That's the same as a reverse armbar. In my case, in order to make the frame quickly, I much prefer to get my hook in here, like making a butterfly hook on his left thigh. Okay? I don't want you to forget to pinch your knees as well to lock it like this. Once it's done, although your partner wants to push up, this time Ed wants to push up, it's almost impossible to do that. He cannot pull his arm out. Even though he wants to hide his arm, it's almost impossible to do because I use my legs and arms like below his shoulder, completely locked. Then this time when you finish, you don't need to switch your hands like the regular armbar. You've lost a frame, like I showed in the last one. Just make it shallow one like this. Then this one, it's not a good idea to lean back, although you have more leverage. Just because you're getting away from your partner means less frame to control your partner. So it's much better to stay at the same spot. Once it comes around here, more like using your belly to push down your partner's elbow. Good things, your partner's elbow has been completely isolated within a frame. So just lean forward. Then you can finish a really tight inverted armbar.
Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please hit the like button, leave any comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.